Hey fam, I want to just welcome you today to today's lunch and launch. And I just want to talk to you guys, just have this real conversation about the loads we carry. Man, last week I was like in it. I was telling people, launch out into the deep. Your people are waiting for you. It doesn't matter how your boat looks. You just have people out there that are waiting for you. And God is not requiring that you be perfect. He's just requiring that you be clear and you help the people that you're called to serve. But guys, I just started thinking about things, and this was really on my heart. Women carry a lot. We as women carry a lot. There's a mental load that we carry. And it hit me the other day when, my mind was just going, like our minds go. And I looked over and my husband was fast asleep, like knocked out. And I thought about it and I'm like, I'm telling people to launch deeper. I'm telling people to use what's in their hands. And, to be honest, guys, women carry a mental load for the people we care about. We can't turn it off. We're constantly, it's weird. I was like, when my kids are little, I'm worried about them making friends. I'm worried about, them going to school, how the teacher will treat them. That's in my mind. Then, I'm thinking about when they get older. You hear about bullying and you want to make sure your kids aren't bullying. You want to make sure they're safe. You think about if they go over a friend's house. We're like this. Like really, it never stops. And I'm not saying men don't worry or care or think about that, but it's different. The way God made us, the way we're wired, then when our children go off to, a university or college, we're like, are they going to make friends? Are they going to, are they going to have a difficult time? What about their roommate? I'll be honest, when my son went away to school, and I'm not judging anybody, but people smoke now. You got older people, younger people. That's society. I was so afraid because my son doesn't smoke, and I'm talking about not cigarettes, but I was like so afraid that his roommate was going to be a smoker. And I was like, oh my gosh, please, that's me. Like I said, please don't judge me. I'm not saying it's wrong or whatever. But that was, I'm thinking, I'm like, I don't want my kids to go through depression. You're hearing about all this stuff about suicide and low self-esteem in young people. And you're like, oh man, I want them to be around good people and I want them to have healthy lifestyles. So while our men are sleeping, women are constantly, our minds never stop. What are we going to cook for dinner? Then we lay down and we think about, okay, the laundry that never gets done. What are we going to do tomorrow? What's going to happen here? We carry a mental load for the people we care about. We don't turn it off. We're just, so while I'm telling people to launch deeper, I had to step to myself and say, Jackie, women are carrying so much. It's so funny. We went out of town this past weekend, and in the hotel were kids it was like gymnastics competition. And I automatically was like, why didn't I keep my daughter in gymnastics? Guys, regret. When men get divorced, sometimes they just move on. They go. When women go through divorce, They think about, why did I marry the person? Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? We're just constantly in our heads. It's like a hamster on a wheel. We're constantly thinking, what is this? What is that? Young people, I just read this article, young women more than ever, I'm talking teens, 20s, are getting plastic surgery. You know, they're thinking they don't want to get old. They're doing all this stuff. I mean, you know, no one, you know, so there are women in their 20s that are worried about aging in their 20s. And I'm not saying that we're not supposed to take care of ourselves and make today matter for the tomorrow. But we are so here. Our hair, it's $1 billion industry. What should we do with our hair? What should we? So all of these things are going through our mind, and yet God is calling us to launch deeper. And I just wanted to come on here and just say, I get it. I'm in my head. I can't turn it off. I can say, I'm not going to think about this or I'm not going to think about that. But the truth of the matter is God wired us to think and to nurture and to care. So we're constantly wondering about our children on the road, in their cars. We're constantly thinking about what's the next meal? What are we going to do? I need to do this. I have to try to be healthy, while at the same time, you know, I have to worry about satisfying a family and what other people want to do. And so one of the things that I wanted to say in this short 15 minutes, because often, guys, I did a post about lifting heavy stuff. When you're walking in your purpose, it's heavy, it's different. It's something we haven't done maybe. We're trying to figure it out. So doing that alone, when you've got all that going on constantly, never turning off, always wondering, always wanting, always taking care, always making sure everybody else is okay. I just wanted you guys to know that as women, we need to start giving each other grace. I just want you guys to type in the chat, grace. Just grace. You know, sometimes people may not call you. Sometimes people may not check on you. Sometimes you may walk past someone and they may not acknowledge you. But we need to start giving women grace, because we need to start remembering all the things that we carry, all the things that is going through our minds. To be honest, I would love to attend everything that my friends have. I would love to show up 100%. But the reality is we as women can't always do that, because our time is divided in 1,000 different ways. You know, so I just wanted to come on here and say, guys, I get it. You know, I get it. I wish I could turn it off, and I can't. But let's start giving one another grace. Let's stop being so judgmental about other women, because it's hard as a woman, you know, because we can't stop caring about all the things. We can't just turn it off. And while men can often, when the lights go off, they can roll over and they can go to sleep and they can have a good night's sleep. We're sitting there, we're thinking about all the things all the things and all the people that God has placed in our life to care about. So I just wanted to say, guys, let's give each other some grace. Let's not, you know, let's not be so judgmental when people do or say something, because sometimes I may be smiling, but I'm thinking of 1,000 different things. That's just the reality of it. The other thing is that I want us to stop feeling guilty for investing in ourselves. Stop feeling guilty that we have to take some time to replenish and just mentally recharge. And we're so used to doing for everybody else. We're so busy. I know, I'm like my children, my husband, my business, my mind. And sometimes when I take that time for myself, I feel guilty that I actually took some time for myself. And I just want us to, let's not feel guilty that we decide to take a little time for ourselves, that we decide to invest in ourselves, that we do something for us, and that we don't feel like that's taking from someone else, or that's taking from a spouse or a partner or your child. And the other thing, guys, that, I just want to end with before I take a question, before we end, is I talk about silence all the time. I'm going to be honest with you. Nobody really wants to hear about silence. I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. I tell people to do it. It's like people don't really want to go silent. But we need to start understanding that as nurturers, as givers, as women that are carrying a heavy load sometimes, is that we need to take a moment to pause and sometimes just ask God, what are you saying to me in this moment, Lord? What is it that you want me to see? Who is it that I need to call? Or maybe somebody I need to encourage. But we need to just take that time just to just get a little quiet, just to say, what is it that I can do? God, show me something. Open my eyes. I was at this event, and that was one thing that really hit me, is in your quiet time, I would just challenge you to just say, Lord, show me what it is that is around me that I don't see that well, God, that is right there to help me re-energize, to help me, Lord God, that well that you've put right in front of me that I don't even see it. So guys, again, if anyone, and I just thank you guys for putting that in the chat. I thank you for this. But if there's a question, if there's something that you have in these last few minutes that something you got a question, I like for us to I like to answer that live on this call. So sometimes I can't always see what people are saying because it'll get stuck. But if there's something that someone has a question about, or someone may feel guilty about, or there's something. I see Maya, thank you for joining us. She's saying she's been praying. Please show them to us, Lord. Yes, show that to us, Lord, because we can't serve others. Those of us that are joining me that know that God has called you to serve other people, we can't serve other people when we're not able to stop the wheel, where we're not able to get off that hamster wheel for a moment just to see what's in front of me, God. We're so busy. I don't know about you guys, but have you ever driven somewhere and when you got there, you were like, I don't even remember how I got there. I don't even remember making the right turn or the left turn. I've done that, I just want to pin that comment because that's such a good comment. But, sometimes you don't even realize, because as women, we're just doing this. We're doing this. We're going. We wake up and we go and we go and we go until we go to sleep. And even when we're asleep, our mind is still going and going and going. So guys, I just want to encourage you. Let's give each other grace as women. Let's not just, I want thousands of people to join my Instagram live. Sometimes I'm like, hey guys, I'm on at 12 o'clock. But I got to understand, people have things, and sometimes they're so caught up. Sometimes I'll get a call or a message, and the person will say, Jackie, oh my gosh, I forgot you were on at 12. I get it. Because sometimes we're going. And we can't always remember all the things that we want to remember. So guys, give each other grace. Let's take some time to get silent. I know that word is not sexy. I know no one wants to do it, but let's just take a little time just to get silent. Let's hear God. Let's asking him, Lord, show me what I need to do to hear your voice in the midst of all the chaos, in the midst of all the noise. So guys, look, our 15 minutes are up. I just wanted to say, I get it. This wheel is going. But I believe we're going to start giving people grace. I believe we're going to start getting quiet. And I believe that we're going to stop feeling guilty to invest in ourselves. Okay, women? Hey, I know there's a mental load we carry for all those people we love. So we're wired that way. No apologies, no excuses. That's how God made us. Peace out. Love you. Catch it next time. Share this, guys. If you think this message would bless another woman, share it. We all know the women that are just da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So let's share it. Let's give that to somebody. Let's be a blessing to another woman. Love you guys. See you next week. Thursday, same time, same place.